Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Good morning, everybody. It's Monday, 9th. Well, should be little bit the market's kind of getting a little bit back to liquidity, but we're still kind of just seeing 3000s on there. This isn't bad per se, but I would really like to have seen 3500s on there. But maybe we'll get there, Maybe. Let's come over here to the charts. Had a little bit of a move down overnight. I can see here on Friday, some of that news pushes back up, and now we've come back down kind of to where I felt like we should have been. Anyways, then kind of equal to this point of control that we took out. Same thing in the 30-year. 30-year not coming down quite as much. Noticing, and they didn't break a new low, so there's still a good chance that we come back down to this area 27. Yeah. And then the E-mini moved up a little bit too. But they were not correlated with each other, the moves, which is kind of interesting. I'm just checking here to get something going on in any of the currencies. Oh, yes, it was some Brexit stuff. What happened with the Brexits, huh? Come back over here. And Bitcoin moving a little bit. Had a pretty decent drop back. Now they're kind of rebounding. I don't know if they're going to go back lower and come down and retest some of this now, but it's a little scary, I would say. You should be over here. Okay. Anyways. U.S. Treasury Secretary says he sees no reason to expect that Fed Chairman Powell's job isn't safe. This whole thing that Chairman Powell might lose his job is all media hysteria. There's practically no chance that that would ever happen. Okay, let's see if I can find out what happened with Brexit. Other EU members are dismissive today of a declared French position that they could say no to a UK request for another Brexit extension. Usual French blah blah, said one diplomat from Northern Europe. The times of Napoleon are over, and France can't dictate the rest of Europe. Common EU assumption is that the EU would say yes to a UK extension request if only as part of the blame game, i.e., the EU would not want to be seen to be closing the door in the face of the UK if there's still a chance of a deal. We get seeing some overextension here. Maybe we could go short here, but I don't like the risk reward on it. Yeah, it would have to be much further back than that. Boris Johnson reportedly would not win an election outright. Reportedly, huh? Yes, you so know. Good morning, Uzi. Where you been, bro? I was, people will keep asking about you. And I'm like, well, I think he's on vacation and I bet he'll probably be back next Monday. And here you are. And here you are. So welcome back. You were missed. What do we got? We got anything interesting happening this week? I don't have any news today. I actually don't really have any news tomorrow. There's Lucas. Good morning. Oh, we got PPI on the Wednesday. The the FOMC meeting isn't until next week, right? Wednesday. Yes. The 18th. Of course, I come back to my data feed being wonky. Really? That's not good. Well, there was something was going on there at 01 half. But look, they're able to tick into O2. Influence theory. I always wanted to get into that. What you're gonna have to be like super specific because I have a very short memory. I don't even remember what I said like 2 seconds ago. Oh, you know what we should do? We should turn on the robot, huh? What do you guys think? The 10th level of liquidity is displaying 7 ticks away from the... Oh, that is weird. Which, you have CQG, right? I can't understand any of that. The whole trading thing? Well, I'll tell you what. It is a difficult thing. Hold on a second. It's a hard skill, but it's not necessarily something that I think a lot of people falsely assume that it requires a high IQ to be good at or something like that. It's not really the truth at all. In fact, it's really people that are just humble, average IQ, but just understand their limitations are the people that are going to do best at it, and people that are just willing to put the effort in. Because what we're doing right here, the way that I'm trading is like the most boring, um, time consuming. It takes a long time to be able to get good at it. That's kind of part of our edge. Most boring channel on Twitch, probably. No, just kidding. Your channel has bad positions due to the small number of viewers. We'll be happy to help you with your... That's bullshit. On Twitch is not a discoverable platform. And so if I all of the sudden I had like 5,000 people come in and start messaging or start watching our channel on Twitch, it would not cause any more people to come in and view us. Although I appreciate influence theory finding us on browse somehow and coming and visiting. I appreciate, and we always like to talk to new people. But no, you're not a very discoverable platform on Twitch, and I would never waste money on a bot on Twitch to increase position. That would be silly. No, best thing is now maybe if a Twitch bot would give me better, or just not Twitch, a Twitter bot give me more reach. Maybe that would be worthwhile. But I would never. That would defeat the whole, all of the fun with a bot, don't you think? Oh no, what's wrong? Oh, it doesn't like. That's right. I screwed something up the other day. Let's go fix it. I accidentally didn't. I need to split out the keys into a separate file so that those don't get uploaded into the repository. There we go. Bum, 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 Let's see if that fixes it. Isn't the market controlled by the elite? Can't they change things up whenever someone comes up with a new algorithm for getting too much out of trading?
Twitch, influence theory. Is this a stock market or like Bitcoin stuff?
So we're looking at the bond market, which is technically larger than the stock market, but we're looking at futures specifically, and futures. And so the difference that we get with futures as compared to stocks, and although some of this information is available in stocks if you have a good broker or whatever, but I basically, when I put an order in here, it goes out to the exchange, which is not the case with stocks. It just goes to your broker and your broker fills it. And I can see every order that's placed. So I can see all of the level 2, which is like if somebody puts a limit order at a price, I can see that they've placed a limit order at a price. Every market order, I can see when it was placed and how many was placed at a time, things like that. And so I can see, generally the internals, what's going on in the inside. So the question, isn't the market controlled by the elite? Can't they change things up whenever someone comes up with a new algorithm for getting too much out of trading? Yes, and that's kind of the whole thing, is that what we're doing is we're trying to front run the large players. I'm not so sure if we have good market conditions for today because we don't have any news coming in. It's no news Monday, no news Tuesday. I don't really see a huge impetus for them to be taking any big trades. But if they come in, the idea is that we'll be able to see it. We'll be able to see that, hey, somebody is absorbing a lot of contracts here, or they seem to really not want this price to go and things like that. And based on the situation, we can make a calculated decision based off of that. And generally speaking, we'll win 50% of the time. But when we win, we make a lot more than we lose. And that's basically how we get our edge.
Twitch, influence theory. I heard the news has an impact on trading.
Oh, of course. Absolutely. I mean, some of our better trades are from the news. Because another edge that we have is that we're small, right? If a large trader wants to make a trade that's
YouTube,
worthwhile,
popularity matters. That is exactly why the John Grady style lacks edge. Overfocus on larger traders. A scalper friend and I were talking about this all weekend.
So that's an interesting thought. We can cover that too. Well, I mean, because there's not really a right or wrong answer to that, right? Because it involves a lot of things that you can't really know for sure. But what was I going to say? Oh, on news, part of our edge is that we just need one
YouTube,
contract.
popularity matters. We also are winning over 70% versus 50%.
Oh, okay. So we only need to do one contract, so we can get in and out anywhere that we want. So news events can actually be very favorable to the smaller trader because of that. Because the large trader, if they want to play it and really make money off of the news, they're going to have to be lucky to be able to get enough contracts through. So so we really like the news. Um, I want to go back to what Popularity Matters was saying earlier. In that, to be honest, John Grady style is boring, but not more active. Dom Scott styles. I've been focusing on CP and I get plenty of trades. I find reading the action engaging. Yeah, well, I find it engaging too. Okay, so they're coming back down there. We gonna sell this now? I'm not so sure that I can take that. They might just blow through there. Wow. What's going on? Hmm. I mean, this might just go down to the low, and I'll regret not taking it. But given the context of the day, a move like that, I think you've got to be a little bit suspicious about it because I think that they're going to try and push it down too quickly. Mm, so the over focus on larger traders is why the John Grady style lacks eggs. So here's well, I think there's two reasons why I wouldn't necessarily agree with that. Um, the first one is that I don't really think of the John Grady style as like a style, which is to say I don't think that you're intended to try and trade exactly the way that he does. And in fact, I think that if you took the trades that he talks about in his um, in the book, just those specific trades, I think you would probably have a hard time making money because they're not so common obvious anymore, and they're kind of flaky. I think that's all just in there to kind of explain the game to you, and then you're supposed to just watch and find your own setups. So that's the first thing. But the second thing is that I think when there is a large player that has big control over the market, there's definitely an edge in front running them, without question. Uh, the problem is that that's not every day. You know what I mean? So that's where I think that we run into problems. Is that we assume that it's like you'll have a signal, and we assume that it's supposed to be the same thing every day, and it's just never going to be like that. And Popularity Matters was saying, more exploitative scalping styles. So, for instance, like what we just saw right there, I kind of suspected that they were pushing it down a little bit too hard and that they might come back up on you a little bit. And that would be kind of the exploitative styles. You know what I mean? They're trying to get people to sell it at 0.005 so that they can stop them out at 0.1 and 0.1 half. And on a day like today, I think those are the kind of trades that we got to be looking for. You know what I mean? But if it was a trend day, it's not going to work. Sheldon, I managed to complete the 1-up evaluation for the third time. Really? Good job. But you've really done it 3 times, huh? Well, how much of that was in like the really crazy action that we had like 2 or 3 weeks ago? Did you catch a lot of the really good market when that happened? Hmm. Where can one learn the more exploitable scalping styles? Either somebody teaches it to you or you gotta find it yourself, I guess. I'd be interested to know a bit more about the kind of signal that Popularity Matters looks for. It wouldn't not even necessarily the signal, but like like a place that he would have taken a trade. But to see if I understand correctly that he's probably more looking for these little swings here. So I think that the counter to that is that when you talk about like those kinds of styles, I think that you're putting yourself at the mercy of the algorithms a little bit more, you know? That's where I've struggled with it. Although I still think you can get like 60 50%. If you're winning 70% of the time and you're getting a good risk reward, I'd really like to know more and see some stats on that. Because I've had a hard time getting something that's like 70% and is more than like 2 ticks. 2 ticks in the 10 year. I would say pay more attention to what Gary Norton suggests. Then you have to look at the DOM every day. Yeah, gotcha. So I had somebody that they had recently learned from Gary Norton, and they didn't give like the whole thing away for me, but they did kind of, um, you know, give me an idea of what some of the basis of it was, I suppose. Not enough that I would be able to trade it, but it sounded to me like that Gary Norton was not trading based on volume at all, which I thought was very, very interesting. I guess popularity means he can consistently trade even within this action. Well, yeah, I think so. Well, because here's my take on the Gary Norton style is he'll see something, and I'm sure that there is a complicated framework through which he determines where to take it. But I think that he is largely looking at um, price movement to find prices that people agree on. So there was some agreement at '01, and there's been some agreement at '03. And he's looking for when it gets away from those areas and shows overextension, then he's going to, you know, take it take a counter trade as it goes back to that value area. Which means that in the 10 year, you're probably only looking for like 2 ticks, yeah. Popularity Matter says I trade for smaller ticks than Seth. Today is the 14th day. Okay. So you probably did catch a little bit of the good market. So do you trade when you say smaller ticks than me though? Because sometimes I go for way more than I should. I think that a lot of like today, I think that if I take one today here, maybe if I see one here up at the top, I might take it again. But if I do, I'm not so sure that I can go for more than 4. No, he said CB, didn't he? Yeah, let me turn the voice back on. Could the German government be about to stimulate the German economy? Fourth time in 4 weeks, a similar story has been floated. German mole's creation of shadow budget to increase public investments beyond restrictions of national debt rules, says sources. U.S. official says very concerned about purchases of Iranian oil by China. Really? And Utah got some snow off of this latest little storm. Greg from Norton's Twitter to clarify when scalping
Twitch
futures, I do
Shallion
not use
underscore
any of
I
the
didn't
source from
trade every
distribution
day.
trend
Some
support
days had
resistance.
difficult action to me. So I just put like one trade in ZN and got out fast, so it counted as a trading day.
Yeah, I think that's how much of it was like what was your biggest winner, Shallion? Shallion? Yeah, Norton is using movement
YouTube
largely.
popularity matters. I'm happy with 1 or 2 ticks, but I'm happy to be swept into a 4 ticker in ZB. In S, which I only trade when it slows down, my goal is only 3 ticks.
Wow, only 3 ticks on ES. 3 is I'm a little surprised that you would take 3. And your win rate is 70% on that?
YouTube popularity matters, yep.
Hmm. That sound like for ES, that sounds kind of, as long as you never get caught up on like a really big loser. Are you taking like a 3 tick stop on that?
Twitch, Shallian underscore, I think biggest was 28T and CL with 2
Oh, there
contracts,
you go.
always trade 3 contracts.
There you go. Yeah. Wow.
Twitch, Shallian underscore, usually like 10 to 15T in CL, ing.
That's like half of the target, isn't it?
Twitch, Shallian underscore S more like 8 to 10.
Hmm. See, I've noticed the mode range in ES is like 12 ticks. So 8 to tick
YouTube
10 stop
popularity
is
matters,
fine.
yeah, my good days are 70% or higher, marginal days are in the 60s, bad in the 50s.
Hmm. See, the thing that I would be worried about in ES is you get caught on one of those massive sweeps and have like 3 ticks
YouTube,
of
Lucas, does Gary use Dom at least?
stoppage. Gary definitely uses the Dom, from what I've been told. But he's not looking as much at the volume as he is the amount of time and so forth that they're spending at specific prices. The other thing is that it seems to me that Gary's style works that you've got to do it on a much less liquid instrument.
YouTube, Lucas, you are able to have such a high win rate cause you shoot for small profits popularity. That's doable when you go for 1 tickers.
Yeah. Well, we have that 2 ticker that wins 80% of the time, right? It's probably down a little bit lately. It's probably more like 75% of the time now. And I have kind of noticed a couple of things about it too.
YouTube
That
popularity matters, yep. That is it, Lucas.
days like Friday stay out with awful action when the market is volatile. 8 to 10 ticks is doable. Yeah. I think the problem that I'm having lately is on the really active days, I can do super amazing, but then there will be days will come in and what I've been looking at does not work at all. I'm wrong every time.
YouTube popularity matters, if your win rate goes down you get killed.
Yeah. You really have to know you really have to have a lot of stats to know that your specific setup is good, right? When you have a bigger risk to reward ratio, you get a little bit more flexibility.
Twitch, Shallian underscore profit target was $1,500, so yeah, the CL trade earlier was like 1/3 of the target.
With your approach, you have to be precise entry because comms will kill you. Oh yeah. The man, I tell you what, in ZN, the commissions are killing me. Part of why I'm a little reluctant. I wanted to be trading live today, but I looked at a couple of things and I decided that I just was not quite ready. I need more data, and I need more data on this time of year. So maybe if we have another market panic or something, market becomes more active for some reason, or maybe just this beginning of next year. Euro jumps as Germany hints at fiscal stimulus. Interesting that this time the treasuries aren't reacting to it, huh? The euro reacted to it. moved up a little bit, just a little bit. But remember, this is the fourth time this story has come out, and like two of the times Germany basically came out and was like, "No, it's not happening." Seems like somebody really, really wants it to happen, and somebody really, really doesn't want it to happen, and they're fighting each other. Anyways, we've had some awful action days. So Friday was a good example, and I'm not quite sure what's going on, but like at first after the news, I was getting it wrong literally every time. And then I caught two absolutely amazing trades that got me back on top that day. And yeah.
YouTube, popularity matters. See you later, guys. I have to do a good deed. Weary face trade well, guys.
Hey, thanks for coming in and talking. UN nuclear watchdog's acting chief says was pleased with tone and input from Iran in meetings on Sunday. World Bank projects Indonesia's
YouTube,
economic
Lucas,
growth.
I tried that style popularity. What happened to me? I would have 6 winning trades of +1, +2, and then maybe 2 losing trade for a total of -4. When accounting comes, I would be down.
Yeah. We'll see if he's based on what we've seen so far. I think you would need a little bit better win rate to convince me to try trading it. FX Macro says 1 yard of 1.1050 expiring today. It should trade around here until 10. Then think we could squeeze higher. Everyone I talk to wants to buy the euro on a dip or after the ECB, which means we probably won't get one. They think that the euro is going to go higher, huh? I'd say that right now, like here, this trade right here, as a buy, it was a good trade actually. It did end up being a good trade. Remember, I said it was right there. Oh no, it was right here. So was that a 1/2? And I
Twitch,
said bad
Shallion
risk
underscore,
reward.
today's action on S is awful as well. Stayed out of it so far, same as last Friday. I assume it is because of the Friday rollover.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, here was one that it gave you risk reward was bad. Here on this one, here they're messing around with you. Here, no signal. Here, it was a good signal, but well, it was a continuation, but I would say bad signal. Not worth touching. So it's not worth touching right now. And we're not getting, on a quiet day like this, if it's going to move, they're going to be like super sneaky. And by 7 o'clock, 7:15, they'll have finally shown their hand. I don't see any indication of that. So I think that for me, it's probably best to stay out unless I get a really good overextension.
YouTube, Lucas, let's wait for ace input on these action.
Yeah. Well, in the E-mini, we could totally catch a good one still. Because in the E-mini, if we're only looking for 8, and you'd probably want to buy it. Yeah, I don't know.
YouTube, Greg Orlovsky, yes, scalping the inside on the S. You'll have a high win rate until it impulses against you. Then the big loss eliminates your account balance.
Yeah, you could get you can literally get like 4 ticks of slippage on ES, right? Probably maybe even more than that.
Twitch, Doggo underscore Protec, my mom gay.
Oh, I'm sorry, doggo. That's rough, Get divorced and have to deal with those kinds of family issues. It's hard on a child. I understand. Hmm.
Twitch doggo underscore protec 777,777,777.
She reads out it proper. She didn't just say 777. Doggo says yes. Uh, so I'm noticing that on the ticks, they are willing to offer out over 1,000. So that is much more like, you know, normal liquidity. I would still like to see these prices like especially at O2. That should be over 3. 29.69. Okay, it's close. But I would like to see that 3 to 3,500. Just not quite the liquidity, but it's just maybe like they have no reason to move it today, so why would there be people on it maybe?
Twitch doggo underscore protec 777 trillion.
Okay. Okay. You got parried. Are they going to take up here? This is one where, like, maybe you could buy O1, but I think that if we started doing that they would be like, then they would push it down through here first. Sorry. So I have a pretty strong degree of control over the robots, so trying to spam it's not going to do much for you. Oh, you know what I needed to do? I needed to. I really can't work with action like that in ES. We are in a 6 tick range. Since like 45 minutes of 1 minute chart just looks awful. Yeah. Well, we haven't even moved out. Yeah. We've moved 6 to 8 since we started. How do you set up the TTS for comments? So I have developed a JavaScript application that runs on Node. I put up it on a repository. I could give you the link, but it's not quite ready. Here, like what I mean is I'm going to give you the link, but I'm just warning you that unless you really know a lot about Node, it's going to be a little iffy for you, right? Got it. Where is it? That's weird. Here we are. Yeah, okay, it's showing you on Twitch. Cool. So yeah, if you go there, there's a spot in backend slash app.js where you're gonna have to put your own Discord key in, or if you want it to go straight to Twitch, for instance, then you would have to replace the code to have it do that. But mine, I have it set up going through Discord. It's reading out the Discord comments. So that's kind of why I'm saying it will probably be a little bit wonky for you personally. But there's a good framework there where if you know Node, you could get it to do whatever you want. Because the important part is the part that sends the thing to Google and gets the text to speech back. And to run it, you just do like node app.js in the backend folder. But there's a lot more work to be done because I'm going to get this interface so that I can like selectively read ones. Like I can tell it to not automatically read anything out and then have to click on messages to add them into the queue. But I haven't done that yet. Anyways. Pete Buttigieg, politics is supposed to be about making our everyday lives better, but nothing could be further from the top of the president's list. I think that most of his supporters would disagree with you, Pete. I don't know if that one's going to resonate with many. Well, I guess it would resonate with his base. Great news that an activist investor is now involved with AT&T as the owner of a very low ratings CNN. Perhaps they will now put a stop to all of the fake news emanating from its non-credible anchors. Also, I hear that because of its bad ratings, it is losing a fortune, but most importantly, CNN is bad for the USA. Their international division spews bad information and fake news all over the globe. This is why foreign leaders are always asking me, why does the media hate the United States so much? It's a fraudulent shame, and it all comes from the top. So there you go. Remember, I said here's one where maybe you could potentially take it here because it's making it look like they're going to bounce, even though there wasn't an overextension. And that might mean that they might just try and push it down a little bit lower. And sure enough, they did. And now we're sitting here staring at it like, is it going to go lower? Good. Ever consider trading another market when action is awful or you have difficulties in reading the market? Sometimes it is a blessing to have NGCL besides ES. Well, I mean, this comes up almost every day now, it seems like. But at the moment, I think no. Um, because I think that the edge is knowing the instrument really well. And, you know, the edge is willing to do things that other people aren't willing to do. And part of that is being able to sit tight when you don't have a good opportunity. And if you just go off and trade something else, you're just kind of setting yourself up to always be taking trades. And sometimes you just need to not take trades. You know what I mean? Uzi's listing 163.08 and 163.04 as potential targets. Probably this, when we were up at 025, probably would have wanted to go short, but I don't know. We probably could have taken like this 03 half. Did that show up after we left it? Oh, they traded into it a little bit and bounced off of it. So maybe we could have taken that, but I didn't really get a good setup. So we just kind of have to wait. Because it's going to do this thing where they're going to try and get you to sell 31 half, right? Mm-mm. A little bit of naked value down there for potential support. Let's reset the DOM here. Oh. I changed one of my charts to have the volume profile on the side, and it didn't take. I don't know. So I definitely see. Hold on.
YouTube, Uzi Knesset, always changing something. I recently added a stochastic filter to whittle down the opportunities a bit.
Sure. No, the thing is if we go to '08 and '02, and when I look at where we could potentially go in the 10-year, '02 would be below Friday's low. And then you start to get some, you know, I don't know. I suspect that it would be really hard for them to break it on a day like today. And there's a possibility that they could break it and there'd be a lot of chaos and then they reverse back up. I suppose there's a possibility that it just turns into a strong trend down, but just based on the context alone, that's less likely, but never say never, right?
Twitch, Shallian underscore, so you have the 5 DOMs open and only trade ZN, right? I guess the other 2 bonds to see if they are in sync and S to see how the bonds react too, but why do you have to micro?
Yeah, so I use the ZB and the ZF because there can be things in the volume
Twitch,
that you can see
Shallian
between
underscore,
them.
asterisk the.
So you can get push and pull sometimes. So what you don't want to have happen is, oh, I see this huge iceberg at 30 half. Maybe I should buy it there. But then you see that, okay,
YouTube,
so they
Uzi
fell through there
Knesset,
really
anytime I
easily.
have a period where I've taken more trades than I should, I try to think of a way to filter opportunities. I figure the old trusty stochastics should help grinning face with big eyes.
Yeah. Anyways, so when you can see both of them, you can see spread trades and realize where maybe a spot might be, to read the iceberg correctly is a large part of it. I have the MES because we take trades in it sometimes now. So, not feeling so confident about it today, though. Grinning face, big eyes, lol. Right.
YouTube, Uzi Knesset, grinning face big eyes lol.
Because it reads out the smileys. Average of 6 polls published over the weekend gives slight majority to conservatives. Conservatives 32, Labor 26, LD, I forget what LD is, 18%, Brexit 14, Green 3%. That's a little scary that Mr. Corbyn is 26%.
Twitch, Shallian underscore, so you don't just trade one market laughing face, liar lol.
Yeah. Well, so the reason I have it in the MES is that sometimes I'll see something in the 10-year and I'll kind of confirm it with the MES that makes me say, okay, um, I think that something's going to happen here, but I think that the E-mini is going to move more. So then I can take it in the E-mini. But it's still based on me seeing something in the 10-year usually. Like I'll see somebody come into the 10-year and buy a bunch of stuff ahead of the E-mini open, and I go, okay. They're probably planning on selling the E-mini at the open, and if I see that, then I'll try and get on and just write it. Plus, we've got a lot of people that 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 are interested in the micros since they've been out, right? So ever since they come out, we just had it on there. I mean, I have room, so why not? I don't even remember what we had up there before that. It's funny.
YouTube, live action, at Uzi Knesset check out dollar tick compared to stochastic.
Hmm. I feel like that they could go for lows again, but there was in fact, there was a lot
Twitch,
of
Shallion
absorption.
underscore, maybe Bund, Euro, Dollar, CL or something like that?
Well, I can't really see the blend stuff very well. I do have some of the sixes up on charts. Okay. This trade is really scary to me, but I'm getting a valid signal, and I think that everything else about the context seems to match up, so we'll try it. The 30 years seems to be like it got pushed down way too hard. Okay. So there's an iceberg at 30. Hmm. Somebody is hitting it with one lots. It seems like there's a buy program hitting it at 30. He's just kind of trickling it in, though.
YouTube, live action. Seth, I hope my comments didn't cause the outage last Fry. I will keep political commentary in check.
Wait, the outage? No, 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 no. You know, it just killed me. But we were like, I think we were kind of done anyways. So like, it came back up, and it was like, okay, I, I, I guess we should shut it down for the day anyways. We had gone way over, you know. So it was all good. It's all good. I forget what we were talking about. Definitely a big iceberg at 30.
YouTube, Uzi Knesset, at live action. Oh, I missed your comment. Top chat filtered it out. Confused face. I'll give it a look-see.
Yeah, don't you hate when the top chat thing, it doesn't show you every message? Hmm. So it's pumping. Okay. They hit it there at 29. Now I'm getting it in the 10-year as well. Okay. Well, I might have misread that. Let's just let what happens happens.
YouTube, Uzi Knesset, 08, failed in ZB. Will 04 hold? Thinking face.
Will O2 hold? Hmm. They picked up quite a bit there on the way down, though. Like, they really forced that one. You know what I mean? You can see it in how they've moved it 2 ticks, but people keep buying up into 28.5. Too many catching the ride down. Well, seeing an iceberg at 28 half, if it's over 3,000, it's not really a good
Twitch,
sign.
Shallian underscore, do you often play reversal counter trend? I never had success with that.
Um, so I don't look at it as so much as being counter trend as I do um being overextended. I would,
YouTube, Uzi Knesset, man, where the days of 7k plus on either side of the market go? Lol, this 3k or less crap sucks.
right? I would have much preferred to go short, but it never gave me one. So that maybe is kind of a key that hmm, see that they were looking to level break it again. Hmm. They held that attack. Nope. Well, 3,000. 5 year. Having a little bit of trouble there. Hmm. So what does sim give me for? Yes, of course. All right, whatever. I wonder how difficult it's going to be in this spot.
YouTube, Uzi Knesset, I can see contracts at 192.27 in UB, blank spaces until 193.04, lol. My data feed is that messed up right now, haha.
That's weird. You know, you do. I do get this thing where it won't actually show you a spot until somebody's put something there. Really? Of course they don't fill me.
Twitch, Shallian underscore, I always try to have both sides in mind, but I find it always risky to buy the low of the day. I
Hmm.
remember to get chopped in CL the first time I beat the 1-up evaluation. Kinda traumatized me, lol.
Yeah. Especially when you ended up doing it over and over again, like I am, right? I definitely had a valid trade there. I don't know if they're ever gonna fill me out. If they do fill me, it might not be a good thing.
YouTube, Uzi Knesset, thing is, I'm only supposed to get 10 levels on either side. I'm getting levels 20 ticks away with a bunch of blanks in the middle PFFT.
Are you on Rhythmic? Because Rhythmic changed it recently, and you get more levels. Maybe CQG and changed it too now. Because look at mine, I'm getting tons of it.
YouTube,
Just keep
Uzi
scrolling.
Knesset, nah, I'm still on kinetic.
Oh, you're on kinetic. Don't know anything about theirs.
YouTube, Uzi Knesset, kinetic has its moments.
It has its moments.
Twitch, Shallian underscore, yeah. Like getting stopped out 4 to 5 times and being down for the day and then afterwards it finally does what you wanted in the first place.
Exactly, right? By the time you and everybody else is finally exhausted, then the big boys will let you do it, but what it wants. Hmm. Okay.
YouTube, live action, it helps to let the
Not
market
too
balance
happy
first
about
during a
that.
reversal because new stops will be placed that when hit will give back pressure. YouTube, Uzi Knesset, so much for 04 I guess.
Well, when I took that one, so you had a rush down, and then we had another rush down that was even more stoppy, right? So I know that when it gets crazy like that, they're going to reverse for a little bit, right? I missed it. I didn't get filled, but I had a good spot in the queue. So this one, I'm really trying to play the queue more, which makes me a little. I'm going to need to see some pulling at 28 on an uptick. Hmm.
YouTube, live action, check out Hat Axia Elite Trader video, it shows both initiative and reactive trading.
Hmm. Mm-mm. Since then, I seldom go against trend, and if I can't get in the trend, then I just sit and watch. Well, yeah, but if you look at something like this, right, don't you want to try and get short on an upswing at some sort, you know? Like maybe if you could have gotten filled at 28, you could have gone short there, right? Hmm. Robots are really being uh, jumpy. Now I'm getting something in the 5 year. Donald Trump tweeted a little bit more about CNN, but I won't bother reading it at the moment. Hmm. Well, I originally stayed in it because of the queue, but now, my spot in the queue probably wouldn't have mattered because they've cleared that a couple of times now. But I'm still getting something. I don't know if it's going to go again or not. I need to move that up, though, now that it's doing this. Look at that. There is 4,000 at 30.5. Oh, I haven't even said anything down in there. Let's see. It's still there. Jeez. Ooh, okay. You see that? 46 traded at 27 really fast. And he held all of it.
YouTube, live action. When I started trading, a friend told me to do the opposite of what I would normally do. I found it helped.
Yeah. Well, there's some psychological problems with doing that though. because then you start doing the opposite, and then that's what you would normally do, so then you're just doing the
Twitch,
regular, right?
Shallian_. So are you going to hold into the Amini Open? Or will you get out before?
I would prefer to get out before. But I'm getting enough volume holding it here. It might be worth holding here. I'm wondering what's the E-mini kind of, the volume in the E-mini kind of looks pointed down, doesn't it? Yeah, you can see there at 28, I said that I need to see some pulling there. Well, it's not 3. There's not a lot hitting into it either, though. Somebody just stacked a good bid there. Notice the way that this liquidity down at 24 has behaved.
YouTube, live action. Most trade reactively. By then the initiative traders are now taking profits.
Yeah. So here's ES. I would have liked to have gotten 28 first. They're still holding this level, though. The E-mini open is pretty tight, but they did sell on the first impulse is a sell. You're getting some stacking at 27.5, but they're not hitting into the 28 and pulling here the way you would like. If we do get an uptick here, it could be really positive, but what's it going to take
YouTube,
to get them
Uzi
to do it?
Knesset. Seth, do you remember the quadrant close from markets in profile? It's the value that took the day's range with the current closest position within it and turned it into a 0 to 100% value?
I do not recall that. Tell me more. Value that took the day's range with the current close position within it and turned it into a 0 to 100% value. There's still some pretty big buyers down here. Okay. So they did finally take it. It wasn't huge.
YouTube, Uzi Knesset. It took me a decade to realize that all the stochastic indicator is a quadrant close over a user-defined number of bars with a moving average on it. Lol.
Yeah.
Thought for the day.
I haven't found stochastics to be incredibly reliable, but in terms of the way that you're using it, I think is fine. UK population seems split down the middle on the benefits of a no Brexit deal. Hmm.
YouTube, wrong ZH, morning.
Hey, wrong. How you been? You're late.
YouTube, Uzi Knesset. Indicators make good filters incorporated within a broader strategy. Using them as blind entry signals will be met with challenges in my experience.
That's exactly it. Yeah. So the E-mini's selling okay so far. Okay, 28 half almost completely pulled. Starting to wonder about this now. Whenever I get 4 ticks, I have to think about it now. Um, Not sure if it's done or not. Sure seemed like it was the way that it came up there was a little bit much. Okay. Well, we'll just take it. It might go for more, but I'm seeing a little bit too much profit taking there at 29. I'm a little uncomfortable with it.
YouTube, Uzi Knesset. Oh sweet, data feed is kinda normalizing now lol.
Yeah. I think what you're getting, Uzi, is the way that it works is it'll send you a level 2 update, and the way that they work is they'll say there's 298 at 30. So they don't say like somebody added 2 at 298 or anything like that. So if you've never gotten an update for a specific price, then your DOM might not even know what to put there. Now, with Rhythmic, I think the way that they do it is their system just remembers and sends it to you at the beginning. But maybe Kinetic doesn't do that or something. Okay, so I got a zipper at 29. So it's not a necessary, but it's an acceptable exit that erases our loss from earlier. Although that loss from earlier had some slippage on it that I don't kind of feel was, yeah, fair. But, what happens, happens. So here's the immediate equalizing back out a little bit. Let's see what the buyers do with it now. I'm wondering if we might get a golden signal here on this push back down again. The golden signal. You probably can't hear me very well all the way from back there. I really need to get, there's so many things that I need to get, guys. I need to get one of them little microphone arm things. I can put it right here and they can literally be like right there all the time and I will just sound amazing all the time. But I'm just too cheap. I could do it. I just don't want to. Because I think, oh, that's X dollars. Could put into my trading account. So now what I'm seeing is the price that I got out at is still going bid and offer. There's been 3,000 absorbed by the offer. It's been about 3,500 absorbed by the bid. So this is kind of a
Help.
difficult
It hurts.
spot. It hurts. Where was that? That must have been on in the fixed channel. Well, it's even bigger here. And I'm seeing, well, I'm seeing a little bit in the 5-year, but not in, or sorry, in the 30-year, but not in the 5-year. I think I made the right call getting out there. Would have liked to have gotten 8 out of it, but this is going to generate a lot of imbalance. Okay, they finally ticked up. Couldn't hold the bid, but not a strong offer either.
YouTube, live action, that audio chat is great, enables me to stay visually focused on my DOMs.
Exactly, right? I really like it. There's some problems with it, but you know, I can totally fix those. You know, the first thing is I got to get the queue so that if two people talk at the same time, it will read both messages. Then once I have a queue like that, then I can just tell it, okay, don't automatically add everything in there. Only add it into the queue if I click on it. And then I can have this web interface, you know, it'd be great. Because that's the only issue is when we really get going or too many people are speaking and we need to moderate it a little bit, but I can do that. And I could even probably potentially make it so that people can help me with that as well. Which would be nice. What I really need is somebody that just sits next to me and reads all of the tweets.
YouTube, live action, only problem it sounds like Uzi, otherwise it's perfect grinning face.
Well, one of the features I want to add is there are 6 voices. There are 6 voices, so I could like assign all of you a different voice. I think that'd be cool. Future features though. The thing is I was having a lot of time. I had quite a bit of extra time at work to work on some open
YouTube,
source
Uzi
stuff.
Knesset, disappointed face.
But we were moving into a different team and I'm getting started with all that. So like I have work to get again today, or I mean actual stuff to do again. Well, more than we did. Of course, it wasn't just like sitting there, but much I have to like focus in a little bit more to get everything done. And on Friday, I really wanted to, they give us time to work on open source, and so I was going to work on that because I put it up on GitHub. So you guys will be able to download it too. But but then, I haven't told you guys this story. Well, I think this would be a good time to talk about this story. So I was supposed to go to Canada this weekend. And then as we were getting ready, we looked at my passport and we realized that my passport is 1 year expired. So I thought that I had taken care of that, but apparently I had not. And so I wasn't going to be able to go to Canada. So I'm like, oh well, I guess I'll just stay home. I don't necessarily love travel anyways, but I guess we'll stay home. I can still go to the gym tomorrow. It'd be great, right? Well, not great, but it's sad. We're going for my grandma was having a birthday party, so that's where we're going up to Canada. But my wife, she is a flight attendant, and she's like, no. I've had flight attendants, and they've gone and gotten their passports renewed same day. Like they go to San Francisco and do it. I'm like, okay. So I spent a lot of Friday trying to figure out how we could get this done. And it was like, it was like noon, and it was like, we're going to have to leave like right then to try and go to San Francisco or wherever and make it to the office before they close. So my wife, she goes through the system and it tells her, oh, you should go tomorrow. Like you go and you put in all your information, and then it will give you a place that you can go and like a recommended time. So she just went at the recommended time, which happened to be on Saturday in Denver. Okay. So that night we fly, because we can fly, pretty much doesn't cost us anything. So we fly to Denver, and we found a good cheap hotel. So I don't think we spent more than $100 on it, but we go like on the whole thing. But we get not a nice hotel. It's a pretty crappy hotel, but that was a good room. I have no complaints about it. Stay the night, go over to the place in the morning. Okay. At 6:30 in the morning, and I'm ready to like sleep in. I'm like, well, our appointment's not till 9:30. I could sleep in until like 8 o'clock. This would be great, right? 6:30 in the morning, fire alarm goes off. Oh my gosh. And it's like, that's probably false. You just want to sleep through it, but you know that you got to go down. And we're like on the 15th floor. So we go down 15 flights of stairs. We get down at the bottom, and then by the time we get down at the bottom, I see a fire truck driving up, and the fire truck just drives right past the hotel. And then they said, okay, there's no fire. We're good to go in. False alarm. So we go back in, try to go to sleep, can't really do it. Go to the office. And we go to the office, and here's what they tell us. She's like, okay, so it's because it's Saturday, we don't have the printing press on, but maybe they can do something about it, so let me get the manager. So they get the manager, and the manager's like, nope, can't do it. Is there a death in the family? Nope. Okay, sorry, then can't do it.
D-Live, Japman, emote, mine, Japman, 3A74 DCA 1008 Fay 2 _ 300,168.
Man. Anyways, oh man, that was hilarious. No, he's like, he can't do it. We're like, well, I guess we'll still get it in to renew it, but I just won't express it and won't get it today. We go through and we talk to the lady, and just the way that she's talking, and like the way that all of the employees are talking, I get like this distinct impression that this a-hole could totally do it if he wanted to. It's like, if I gave him a nice enough bribe or something like that, then maybe it would happen. But no, he's like, nope. Ooh, it kind of makes me mad thinking about it. And I'm like, so you realize I flew all the way here, stayed in a hotel just so that I could come and get it renewed, because your system told me that I could get it renewed today, and you're not going to do it. Yep. So if you know anybody over there at the Denver passport office, Give them a piece of my mind. Hmm? Man, don't do anything dumb. Just tell them that they're stupid. That's what I mean by give them a piece of my mind, right? Anyways. So yeah, that was my story. But so I would have had some time to work on it this weekend, but I didn't because of that. Got back Saturday night, had all Sunday to do whatever we wanted. No kids, so it was nice, but would have rather have been in Canada. The pound is sinking. The government is in open conflict with Parliament, and British Airways is on strike. Well, stocks have been holding this 2984 area okay. I am getting a little bit of oversized action in here now. So there is a possibility of a reversal in the E-mini. This 27, 26 half area is still holding. So it may be really choppy here for a long time, and then we might finally get the, one tick lower and move higher sort of a thing. Grieve motion just out, demanding government publish communications relating to prorogation of Parliament, and sent relating to Operation Yellowhammer, no deal planning, and submitted to the Cabinet or a Cabinet committee. So what does that do? What does that do? 5-year did take a tick lower, by the way.
D-Live, Japman, I would have just kept asking for manager or manager's manager until I got the passport.
Right? Well, he was the top guy there in that building. Was like I could just tell that they were not going to do anything for me. And my wife. Here's the thing with my wife, and she will deny it, but it is absolutely it is to me it is so clear that she's just this way. But she does not accept anything that is not in line with her expectations. Right? Like she's going to be the one if she's trading and she bought it there at 26 half and they trades 26 and she'd be like, "No, that's not possible. How can that be?" That's what she would be saying right now. Well, I didn't know if it was going to go down or not, but if she thought it was going to hold, she will be like, "Something's wrong. They're cheating." She if I tell her something that is not what she expects, or the worst is like if she has a belief that is false and you debunk it, she never believes it the first time. Never, 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 never. And she will fight me, and she'll look it up on the phone. All of these sorts of things. She's just the openness factor. Nada, not there, not open. and she was gonna give it to this guy, and I had to. I stepped in. I was like, okay, so you realize our situation, and we came here for this reason, and there's absolutely nothing you can do. And he says, nope, that's the most that I'm willing to do. I'm not going to bribe you. I'm wondering if he wanted a bribe or something like that. But I mean, good grief! In a passport office, can you believe? In the passport office, you're not allowed to take pictures, and you're not allowed to talk on the phone. Presumably because they don't want people that
YouTube,
would.
live action,
Hold on.
Robert De Niro would had said death in my family? How about a death in yours if you don't, grinning face.
Right. But you can't talk to anybody, presumably because they don't want them to be taking any information that they could then use to try and get a fake passport and bypass security, right? So probably doing a bribe there probably wouldn't work too well, I would assume. But I kind of think just the way that he was doing it and everything that they wanted me to do something, or I don't know. Because it was like, he's like, well, yeah, but there's a machine and it's an old machine and everything like that. And I'm sitting here like, yeah, so just turn it on. Right? It's like he didn't want to go turn on the printing machine. I'm pretty sure that he could have done it. But he decided he didn't want to. He was just like, well, I should have renewed it earlier. Well, I should have renewed it earlier. It's absolutely right. It's all my fault. I have to take complete responsibility for it. Well, that was a pretty good stack there at 27 there. If they hit this, I kind of want to in on it. Guess not. It was a good 3,000 stack, and now it's disappeared, and they're ticking down. It's a little odd. There you go. Now he's stacking it again. 500. So they put 2,000 on it, and then he stacked another 500 on it all at once. And it's pumping. See it pumping? Between 2,000 and 3,000. Kind of stopped. Okay, there it goes. 26, 22. It's pumping. And the E-mini looks poised for another leg lower. Did not get filled. I got a good spot in line though. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Well, it was a good click on the uptick. 5 years not quite coming along. I've only been 40 there at 16 and 3/4. A little bit more of an offer there than you'd expect. Wow. Consistent.
D-Live, Japman, what's really stored on the microchip in your passport?
Is there a microchip in your passport? I don't think there is. I didn't know that there was. I think it's just a print, but it's a machine that, it's like a real printing machine, like the kind of printing machine that they print money on, so that it's hard to counterfeit a passport. Wow, okay, so they took that. Seller decided to take it all. That's pretty gutsy considering the way the E-mini's trading right now. I am getting a little something in the 5 year now.
YouTube, live action, 2980 area is Globix Open S.
Yes, good point. 2980 according to my chart. Exactly. 2980 exactly is the Globex open and low, I think. So you just sold 2,000 contracts at 27.5 and they tick back up. What are you thinking right now? Hmm? Saw this happen on Friday too. It did not turn out so well for the guy that sold, but let's see. It could be different this time. Okay. Tepid uptick. FBI listening in on my phone again. You can hear the noise coming through my headphones. Like, is he talking about his passport thing? We better check in on him. He might be saying crazy things again. No, all I said was they probably could have helped me. Probably could have helped me, and they didn't. Now 27.5 polling there. Well, the 5 year is finally starting to point the right way. It's all very mixed, though. The E-minis go down there, but it's so quiet and slow as it does so. Sometimes you get those really slow breaks. Can sometimes be the worst ones.
D-Live, Japman, as far as I know all new passports have microchips in USA since 2007, they are called biometric passports.
Hmm. Well, I don't know where it's in there. Must be embedded somewhere where I don't see it because I did not know. Hmm. He seemed kind of happy to take it there at 27.5, and then they had a little bit of a move back up in the E-mini. They sold it.
D-Live, Japman, it's at the front or back page usually next to photo.
Really? I'll have to go and pull mine out and look it now. Because 10 years ago, that would have been 2008, so probably should have it, right? Okay. So it pulled there. No está good. You sure seem to be putting pressure on it. There might be another break here. feel like that they have enough longs here that it would be worth it to them to try and push down here now.
YouTube live action appears to be some accumulation here on S.
Oh, and there's still some big, or like there's this order at 2980, right? And then there's a really big one much further down. They're going to try and make it, right? They're going to try and break it for sure. I mean, they're trying to break it right now. Somebody's absorbing against it.
YouTube Ecareo indices are dead today.
I don't know. There are about 10,000 contracts sold here in the first 30 minutes. So that's a decent sized move in cumulative delta, relatively speaking. Hasn't moved a ton, though, has it? I think that I'd be careful with that Escarejo because our our uh, our calibrations might be off from the amazing action that we've had the past few weeks. You know what I mean? So far, though, it doesn't look like they want to go and break it, does it? Okay. I'm noticing a little bit of positive correlation here. Like the treasuries came down, E-mini followed afterwards. Okay. I'm feeling a little sleepy all of a sudden. It's gotten too quiet. It's gotten too quiet. And this action is a little too choppy. I think on that trade, I should have only taken -1, but I think I did the right thing getting out there. I'd be way too tempted to be trying to hold it and hoping it out again. Two people located and arrested in connection with the gun range fire in Bountiful last month. Really? Fire investigators had tracked the origin of the blaze to a small ring fire on the side of the mountain road. According to Curry, some witnesses who were in the area were able to identify the two people who lit
YouTube
and were
live
tending
action
to the
position
campfire
building
the night
here
of
in
the gun
S.
range
Break to
fire.
either side may be severe.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting that they're trading 28 now, huh? But I did get one tick on that, right? Yes, sir. Some witnesses who were in the area were able to identify the two people who lit and were tending to the campfire on the night the gun range fire started. The two people are cooperating with fire authorities. Oh man. So somebody went up there, started a fire in an area that you're not supposed to be starting fires. And wind blew it and it burnt out of control. And people's homes were destroyed. That would feel so awful if you were responsible for that. Can you imagine? Hmm. See, I'm thinking, okay, hey, you want to go short? 28, it's a good spot, right? Correlations are all screwed up, and I'm not seeing the signal. Oh, okay, down tick. Just want to note that the 10 years come back up a little bit, but the 30 and the 5 have basically been flatlined as they've been taking little steps lower. So if we do get another leg down in treasuries, it's going to be pretty dramatic in the 10-year. But it kind of makes me question if these guys are too short and they're going to need to pull up a lot further to equalize. See, it's still showing like we're just going to trade a bunch here and who knows what's happening. They probably need to fill that 28 out a little bit though. Isn't that weird? Normally you would see a lot more trade at 28. I'm still feeling like I'm going to fall asleep, guys. I'm boring even myself. Even myself. And we only got 15 minutes. I think I might just be done today. Took 3 trades. I think it all came out okay. And where was the trade that we caught? Was this one? Yes, it was. And then we tried going. Were all of them longs today? Oh, I would like to sell. Actually, it might give me one here finally. Just as I say that, I'm seeing it and I'm like, oh, hey. chart in ES is kind of ugly, though. $98 in line. You can see there's still a buy program out there. I do fall asleep sometimes.
YouTube Ecoreo, I do fall asleep sometimes. I have lost the opportunity to enter into trades before because of this.
Really? It's sometimes when it's really tight. It's almost hypnotizing,
YouTube
huh?
live action TM just broke overnight high.
Hmm. Do you see this buying at 28?
YouTube live action YM.
Oh, I am. Really? Man.
YouTube Uzi Knesset, I've never fallen asleep at the desk, lol. I almost considered putting a couch in my office for those occasions, haha.
I don't think I've ever gotten that close to a fill and not gotten it. Shoot. Man. There's a good chance that if that was on live, that would have gotten filled. So let's just pretend that it did. 2, 3 would put us profitable on the day. Are kind of tepidly hitting into that. Question is, are they going to go for 26? Okay, a lot hit into 26. Boom. Okay. Pausing. There might be a little bit more in it. Target at
YouTube Uzi
08.
Knesset, I have a target at 61.08 if ZB loses its mind, lol.
Okay, right there. Stick it in here just to see if we can get a fill. Okay, we would. So that could have been 5 if we had gotten filled. And that sucked. Oh man. I thought they would come back on me. So could have gotten +3 today. But I didn't get filled. That sucks. Oh, look, they would have let me out. Would have been a really good trade. I'm so mad. Oh, look, it's still going. Gold looks like it wants to break down. I'm noticing that this 6J is starting to get a little dramatic to the downside, too.
YouTube Ecoreo, gold looks like it wants to break down.
Look at that. They're going to take 24? Oof.
Twitch, null monkey 0, you.
You. Do you ever look at the 2 year? I haven't looked at it recently, but I used to have it up. I used to have it there in the background. But I turned it off because I really didn't look at it that often. And I felt like that I was just using processing power.
Hi, have a question looking into Jigsaw. Does any use Jigsaw to trade large cap options?
Probably not. I don't. Well, I think that they have some. Do they have support for options? That must have been in the platform and brokers channel. Though. Yep. So mad that I didn't get filled. Like the robot was doing it and everything. Um, so I have a bot that I can turn on and off that reads everything, so that I can keep my eyes focused over here. Because I found that when I was
YouTube
reading messages,
Ecareo,
I had
why
to
is
cover
YouTube
too
reading
much.
every message out loud out of the chat box? Yep. I don't want blue. I want yellow. That right there. Didn't like that. YouTube, wrong ZH. Happy to see you back here, Uzi. YouTube, Uzi Knesset, grinning face with big eyes.
Yeah. Overdone up at the top there. If they can break 24. Right. There's the 22. They're pretty big. That's a pretty big one sitting down there in the ZB. Yeah. That was actually a really good reversal I maybe could have taken because they pushed down here so fast and then there's this huge thing at 24 and they bounce off of it. Yeah, absolutely buy it 26, 25, 26. That would have been a good trade for a few at least. Didn't really notice it until it was too late. Oh.
YouTube, live action, NQ breaking lows indices all over the place usually indicative of range-bound day.
Well, the E-mini didn't take out that low, did they? Did they ever get? Oh, they got to 29.80.50, and it's unfinished though. I think they're still gonna go for that
Very true,
overnight
less than
low.
at 395 quadrillion 586 trillion 401 billion 86 million 734,336 greater than. I try to get away from that kind of PPL.
What platform do you use? I'm using Jigsaw, is where the DOM and everything has come from, and then
YouTube,
NinjaTrader 8
Suhail
is here.
Ahmed, which platform you use?
Yep.
Twitch, NullMonkey0, WTFFFF.
I don't know what channel that was being read off in, but I haven't restricted the bot to one channel, so it's reading all of the Discord channels right now, and I've been turning them off individually, but I need to just put an if statement in there that says only read them if they're in the stream channel. Or if they have like an exclamation point in front of them or something.
YouTube, Suhail Ahmed, thanks.
No problem. Yeah, I have a video. I think I'll try and have it out for you guys next week where I talk about platforms and why I use them. I've kind of been holding off on it. I have that one, and I have one about technical analysis that I just need to edit. But I've been holding back because, yeah, I'll only need one. I'm thinking maybe post one a month. I want to get something for September out here. So maybe next Monday. Seems like a good target. So now I'm getting some weird action.
Twitch, Thoraticus, spooky movement from a distance.
Spooky movement? I don't know. It really, to me, really looks like a pretty standard trend down day. It's probably going to be a double distribution at some point, but you know, this one right here, that was just way too crazy. I remember watching that happen and thinking, well, because there was one spot right here, but it was like, well, I can't. Don't think I want to go against that. Then I got this one. They could just be trying to test the prior week's low, 130.27 from below now that they've broken through it. Could be. There's definitely some imbalance here at 26, but I can't tell if they're up or down. Here was this huge move down, and then they all come off. They come back to here. That's as far as they get. And a lot of it happened at one price. So somebody probably went short there. If I had to make a choice, I think it would be short. But it's also like a bad time. Well, there's one tick. There's two ticks. Alligator says every bounce is sold by big boys. Yeah. Birds. Maybe I think if I got to, maybe I would just take it off. This isn't a very good time of day. Alligator says this is way too low in my opinion. I can't see any explanation.
YouTube, live action, now is usually the reversal move.
Now is usually the reversal move. Yeah, well, that time of day, yeah. Normally it happens before 8:30 though. I know, like this 8:30 to 9 o'clock time period is usually icky. I usually hate trading this time. Normally it's kind of choppy through here, and then from 9 to 9:30 you might have a London close move. I just never saw anything to explain why we moved down the way that we did. Parliament to be prorogued tonight. Johnson insists he wants a Brexit deal. Maybe it was just the result of the polling. I don't know. Some positive news this side, but certainly not that decisive.
YouTube, live action, if it's not a trend day and precise levels can be tough scaling a small range like the elite trader on Axia.
Right. The thing is, we had an okay move down, but we were at like 02. That move down that one was pretty good. Not gonna lie. But it's not so much because of where it is in relation to Friday. It's not where I can like pinpoint exact spots, you know? There's maybe 23 half. Oh, that's actually it stopped right there. I just needed to be a little further out. What was the August 23rd move? What day even was that? That was Friday. Chairman Powell spoke at 8 o'clock And there was new home sales. Where was he speaking? That was the Jackson Hole speech. But it had moved up long before he started talking. That was the day that China preempted him. That's right. I don't know. Oh, yes. So I need to be posting notes, don't I? Sweet. Alligator on the verge of reversal or the overestimated probability of next cuts. I mean, totally possible. I mean, there could be a little bit of both going on here. The problem I'm seeing on the cuts thing is that next week, even if they do cut rates, which I think is pretty likely, um, although that could change in the week, but as of today, I say it's pretty likely. And I would think that there's a good chance that even though they do cut, that there's going to be a bunch of dissenters saying that hold off, you know, which would be viewed by the market as a push bonds down. No, there's not the mad. What's the angry smiley? Okay. Well, anyways, they might reverse here, guys. It. I don't think I could make a trade off of this, but that doing this in a bunch of spots over and over again kind of seems like somebody trying to cause a reversal. Anyways, if you haven't checked out the Patreon, make sure you do that. $5 a month, you get our exclusive cryptocurrency chart that has been extremely effective at finding tops and bottoms in Bitcoin. Great value. Or if you just want to help the channel out, but I don't like, begging. I got to give you something back in return. So that's what you get is you get, the Bitcoin indicator that's going to make us all rich. So check that out. You can see the charts after a week, so you can kind of investigate and backtest it for yourself before you buy it. So thank you
Twitch
guys very
Thoraticus,
much.
shoot, had me at Bitcoin.
Had me at Bitcoin. There you go. Yeah. Well, Bitcoin market's being pretty interesting right now. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, it's only $5. Patreon's a great thing, so check it out. And give the video a like. If we had caught that thing, I really think that on live that we would have gotten filled, to be honest, because a lot more of those orders that pulled were in front of us than it suspects, and we were so close. I think we would have gotten filled. That's why I kept track of it. And then there was that 2-tick loser that I wouldn't have taken, obviously, because I was just trying to see if I'd get filled. So I could have made 6, maybe even more than that. So I could have come out today positive. But overall, I would say, yeah. Remember, I was saying I wouldn't expect to do super great today at the very beginning. It was okay. If I had taken some shorts in some spots, I could have done a lot better. But it is acting more like normal action. This was not summer action today. It was kind of more of a slow grinder, and there was a lot more volume today. So that's positive. So I want to see, especially tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday are going to be key days that I want to pay attention to and see how our read is to determine if I want to put some money at risk or not. All right, well, it's time for me to go, so I will see you guys tomorrow. In the meantime, stay profitable, friends.